Hey guys, and welcome back to the Both Sides Podcast. This is Gloria here with Chima.
Hey, what's up, guys? Long time.
And, well, it has been a long time. Not really, but we're back. And we have a lot to talk about. Because, as always, there's just a lot of stuff going on in the world. And it's just really a sad state which the world is in. And it's not like it's really changed time over time. There's always something happening. But, you know, before we delve into that, Chima, how was your week?
Week was chilling. I think this week, what did I do? Went to work. I started this my new project, so that is progressing. I'll probably talk about that after you just give them like a recap of your week. But for the most part, I really didn't do much. Just went to work, came back home, and try to make more money somehow.
Sounds good to me. My week, as always, is the same thing, so not really much to talk about there. You know, one day I'll have a life and give you guys something more interesting to talk about week over week. But as of right now, you know, same old, same old.
Honestly. And for pretty much we started, I guess, a new thing where we kind of plug the social media beforehand, just for the niggas who don't make it to the end, or probably have something to do, or just want to find us and don't want to have to wait to the end of the episode to get our Twitter and stuff. So you can find, I guess, me on Twitter and Instagram at ONVKWVRV. Actually, no, what you want to do, check the show notes. Our social media is there. You can just literally click on it or copy it and put it in your Twitter and Instagram, and you'll be able to find us. That's probably a
Yeah,
better way of finding us, right?
because I know you guys are not gonna listen to what Chima's saying every week, spelling out his hieroglyphics handles. So everything that we talk about on the show that we think we'd be interested in, if we do talk about any businesses and things like that, it'll be in the show notes. So you could just look at our social media there.
Definitely. And I started taking I took the liberty to start adding the topics that we're going to talk about, the links and the sources, or things we want you to see. It's going to be in the show notes, so you could just literally click on videos to watch things we're talking about, or YouTube clips of songs and also videos we're talking about, or just if you want to see the sources and where we're getting information from, you can also check that out. It's going to be in the show notes at the bottom. Pretty much a lot of the info we want to share with you guys will be on the show notes. Okay, great. Um, do you have any black business plugs you want to plug in this week?
Not, I'm sure there is, but not currently right now. At least I didn't look into it. So
Okay,
that's, we'll
I
come back
mean,
to that.
good.
Do you?
I mean, apart from what I was going to talk about, but you check out Sam's hair store. I guess her crochet hair units. You find her on Instagram at Sam's 911 underscore. That's SAMS 911 underscore. Do you still want to plug in Krista's clothing?
Yes, and my very close friend, Krista, I don't know why I always say her name with the ER. Krista Pottinger, she has her own clothing line called The Fine Linen, and you could find her on Instagram and check out some of the pieces.
There you go. Now I do want another black business plug. I want to give you something that's near and dear to my heart. I started this probably a while back. It started with AfricanSkinGossip.com, which was a site more so geared towards Africans to promote events, fashion, music, clothing, etc. food. That kind of fell through because I wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be with it. But I'm glad it fell through though, because I was able to come up with a brand new idea, kind of working off what I've already, I guess, dealt with and experienced, and started to create something bigger that was more inclusive, for blacks in general. I've just been on this new, I guess, mental wave where I really want to just see black people progress the way they should be. get blacks their own, and just do everything black. That's just me. Not saying I don't like the whites, but I just like my blacks more. Um, so I came up with Black Experience Worldwide. There's still some things that are in the works, but for the most part, what I wanted to start off with our social media. So drop an Instagram, a Twitter, and Facebook page. And what this platform is for is to promote Black experiences through events, more so Black events in a sense. So maybe if you are a Black promoter, we'll promote your event, or you just predominantly Black events, you would see it on our page. Now, I hope to have this be the premier, I guess, event sites promotion or, just space for Black events. So whether it's a cookout from Greeks or Black Greek organizations, or it's from, dance hall or carnival or whatever Black event you attend, you know, it's going to
Hmm.
be on there. Um, So right now, there's just the social media. The site is in the works. I just want. I'm kind of a perfectionist. I want to make it the way I want it to be before I do release it. But you should be seeing that shortly, hopefully. But if you do have any events, Black events you go to, you have any videos and things like that, feel free to send that over to blackexperienceworldwide.com. Excuse me,
Hmm.
blackexperienceworldwide@gmail.com. Send that over there. You can hashtag your pictures on Twitter and Instagram at hashtag BXWW. If you don't know what that is, Black Experience Worldwide. Thank you. Um, and yeah, just fuck with us. Hopefully, I do want this to be big. I do want this to be great. So you should see its progression. You should see where within a year or so, I have goals for it. But I'll be giving you guys more updates week to week, letting you know what's going on, and I want you to grow with me.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes.
I'm really excited too. It's my baby, so it's something I've been working on. So you should see more of it.
Nice. So, hopping right along into all the things that's been going on this week. So, I'm sure everyone knows by now the whole Vegas shooting and I believe how many people were killed at this point was 59 people.
Yeah, 59, and about over 500 injured. It's crazy.
And, obviously with a tragedy like this, it starts to call for gun control and it calls for a lot of reform in the way that America handles massacres, because essentially that's what it was.
Honestly, I used to think that way. I
What?
guess in terms of the whole gun control talk and stuff like that. But the NRA have made it clear, the U.S. government has made it clear, gun owners have made it clear that guns are very important to them. I don't see any change occurring. I don't see any gun laws being maybe repealed or I guess amended in any way. It's It's just going to continue because I saw a post saying that after America accepted Sandy Hook with the kids being killed and we're able to continue life and nothing happened, that gun laws, weren't going to change, and I completely agree. We're not going to see
Yeah,
any change anytime soon. It's literally probably going to be the same way. You're going to see another one next year, and it's going to be, oh, the deadliest shooting in American history and things like that. The cycle is just going to keep on going. We're going to have a few weeks of gun control talk, um, outrage talk, and eventually Donald Trump or somebody's going to do something to distract us, and we're going to get back to forgetting about the Las Vegas shooting.
so even though you feel that the government isn't going to do anything about gun reform, would you have liked to seen anything happen with gun reform?
I mean,
Do
definitely,
you
because
think
I
that
don't
it
think.
would prevent things like this from happening?
So would I like to see some kind of change happen?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Realistically speaking.
yeah, realistically, you would like to think that regular civilians, shouldn't have, assault rifles. Um, I don't know what in the world you're killing. I don't know what you're protecting yourself from. A simple handgun, um, even though I don't think it's necessarily needed, would protect you. But then again, I heard some stats somewhere saying that most gun related shootings and killings come from handheld weapons, not just assault rifles. So
Do you know what gun he used? It was
I
like a
don't know
machine gun, right?
the exact gun, but it was definitely an assault rifle. There's no regular handgun that's shooting as much as he did. Wounding that many people.
Right.
He definitely had an assault rifle.
Mm.
But I don't know. I'm very tired of it because I don't know exactly where we're gonna go from there. We definitely mourn and it's tragic, but at the end of the day, cash rules everything around me, and the NRA is pretty much runs the U.S. government. And as long as they do have that hold on our political leaders, it's not going anywhere. So we can yell and tweet as much as we can, and those changes aren't being made.
Do you think? What do you think would happen in order for the NRA or the government to push some type of reform towards guns?
I don't think anything can necessarily happen because I think the worst has already happened in terms of children being killed. Defenseless beings being gunned down as a
Mm-hmm.
result of you know gun laws that aren't really enforced or very light, I guess, gun checks.
Mm-hmm.
So the worst to me has already happened. I don't think that there's really no coming back from it. At this point in time, this really is where we talk about the love of money is the root of all evil. The NRA getting cash, they're cashing out, and people want their guns. So they even said that even after this shooting, gun sales went up like a few percent.
Oh, did it?
So, hmm?
I said, did it?
Yeah, it did. There's an article. If you guys check the show notes, it shows the percentage of I think handheld guns went up like 3.5%, and I think assault rifles went up like 1 point something percent. At the end of the day, it went up. People aren't turning in their guns or whatever because I guess at this point their rationale is, oh, now that somebody has a gun, I should probably have my own gun to protect myself. And the thing is that as much as I do believe that yes, guns don't kill people and people kill people, the main thing is you can't predict crazy, so um you need to stricter background checks, but this that's gonna affect the NRA's money, so they're not for it.
And not only stricter background checks, I feel like I just want to know why it is so imperative for the people, I guess, gun owners, to have their guns. I feel like unless you're hunting, and even then, you know,
Yeah.
uh, I feel like you should have a hunting license, use it during only a certain period, aka hunting season, and
Hmm.
then that's it. I don't think regular civilians really need access to a gun for what? And it's just so interesting to me that the NRA are so gun ho on let me keep my guns. It's like, what for? You guys don't really need them, you
Look,
know?
and don't get me wrong, like guns are cool. I definitely plan on owning one in the future, but
For
there should be
what?
a limit. Just a gun. Is that for what?
Yeah, for what? Like,
Depend on one to shooting ranges and things like that, recreational things. When you go to the shooting range, you have your own gun. You don't have to pay for it. Things like that, protection. It's something I've always wanted for myself. Coming from a military family, also being in and going to military academies and stuff like that. So I've always been around guns. But I just don't think that one person needs 30 guns. You don't need assault rifles. Like you can only shoot one at a time. What do you need that many for? And when you have all these weapons, you introduce it, with children and like I said, you can't predict crazy. Niggas are crazy, and when I say niggas, I mean people in general. Niggas are crazy, and 1 minute, when that they just take that gun and just either shoot like other people, then shoot themselves or what? I don't know. but it's not necessary.
Yeah, I still disagree with the notions that everyday civilians should have access to guns. I don't think it's necessary, and it just creates havoc all around. That at elementary schools, at movie theaters, at concerts, like nowhere is safe. I mean, yes, we understand that we're taking a risk every day that we step outside our house, but it feels like nowhere is safe. Like next thing, people gonna get shot up at the grocery store. Like
I
damn.
mean, not necessarily. I mean, I guess the reasoning or behind it when it comes to NRA and guns is that if everybody has guns, it'll reduce the amount of murders or gun related killings that are around. And which I guess in a sense I could kind of agree because if you think about nuclear weapons, it's like if everybody has nuclear weapons, people will be afraid to use it for fear of losing their life. By the end of the day, it really comes down to crazy. You can't predict crazy. Like if we have two people here with a gun, we have a scuffle. Any sane person would probably not pull out guns to shoot each other because they know that there's a chance of both of them probably dying. But crazy niggas don't give a fuck. They would pull out their shit and kill them and kill whoever is around too. But I
That's
don't know, man.
And I hate the fact that he killed himself. Like, I'm like, it's always the same thing. Like, I'm going to shoot everybody else, and then I'm going to kill myself too. And I really wish in situations like that, that they don't, so they can really be tortured. Like, I
Man,
feel
that's
like
some
people like
pusillanimous
that need
shit.
to be tortured. Hmm?
That's some pusillanimous shit. Um, you just
You said
you
pussy
shoot all these
raminess?
people, huh?
What was the word you just said?
Pusillanimous.
Oh.
But
I was like,
but
are my ears tricking me?
nah. But if for you to go around, you shoot all these people who one are not paying attention to you. So it's not they're not aware. They're enjoying their concert. You know, doing what they're doing. Just thinking, okay, yes, I'm going to Vegas, enjoy my weekend, Snapchat my shit, Instagram my shit, come back home and go act like nothing ever happened. You know, just go through regular life. Then you're on the 30 something floor of some building shooting defenseless people. Then when people that do have guns come up to you and try to, you know, instead of you to duke it out or shoot it out, your ass just shoot yourself. Like, bro, come on.
Mm.
I don't know. You pussy niggas, man. Here's it. Crazy. You can't predict crazy.
No, you can't. No,
Hmm?
you cannot.
Um,
So,
and and one thing is that the worst part about it too is how the media is handling it. Nobody wants to label this man as a terrorist. And I don't know if maybe for media relations you don't want to, I guess, incite fear into people. But the way they are just making this man so just humanize him in a sense, you know. That was, and not to even try to bring race into it, but the first thing that a black man does, whether innocent or a black woman, whether innocent or guilty, they find ways to dehumanize a person. So
mm,
you have that, you don't have that personal relationship with that person. You know, they don't try to make it seem, oh, this person needs to go to church, or he needs to, you know, wash his car. Just make him seem like he does everyday normal shit. And with black people, they're so quick to dehumanize us and make us feel less than. So you just you create that space, and it's easier for you know I guess people to condemn us, and also for us to go to jail and prison easier.
right.
And
And I
when it
think
comes to go
mhm.
ahead.
It's always the same narrative. And I liked how I was seeing online that people were comparing headlines as to when this shooter, and what was his name? Stephen,
It's
whatever his name
something.
was. That
Stephen
when
Paddock.
Stephen Paddock, when they're trying to do the headlines for him and basically describe the events, it was like, oh, troubled, whatever. When it's a black person, it's like, he had debt. He ain't paid this on time. He went to jail one time for, not
His
paying the
his
ticket.
mama used
His
to.
son
His
is
mama had
school.
a parking ticket when she was 12.
Right.
Like
They dig and find anything. And it was like, no, this man was deranged. And sometimes, too, I know, like, we take it back to, like, the mental health issues, like, what was going on with this person to cause them to do that. And a lot of times I used to say the same, like, clearly these people are not mentally well. But sometimes I also feel like it's a cop out. Because How do you separate it from mental health issues, or this person was just wanting to go out and just kill a whole bunch of people?
Honestly, I don't believe it's not a mental health issue because anybody that's I guess any quote unquote sane person that's willing to go out and shoot people, defenseless people, has some kind of mental illness. There's no way that somebody that's mentally healthy will think that's all right to do. So even black folks that that aren't given the mental health label or sense are still suffering from mental illness because only to me in my head it takes you to be mentally ill to commit a heinous crime like that.
Hmm.
So even though we see it as a cop out. Um, I don't know. It's tough. That's tough. It's sad. It's sad. There's no reason why you should go on a weekend trip, go to a concert, and have to come back with bullets in you at all.
And just also for the people, like when I saw a couple of people on my timeline, like on Instagram, like, oh my God, we're just in Vegas. I feel bad for like posting a picture of themselves in Vegas. Like I feel bad for the tragedy that has happened here. I'm like, why are you posting a picture of yourself in Vegas from like 2 years ago? Like I was very confused. Like quite a few people did it, and I was just looking like, I don't know. I don't know if that was the right time, to make it about yourself in a sense.
Everybody wants to feel among.
Yeah, let's not do that. That's
But like I do pray for the victims of Las Vegas shooting, their families. Although I'm not too optimistic, I do hope that some change comes out of it. I don't think it will, but gotta keep the hope alive.
yeah, we do.
But yeah, moving on though, we'll talk about our people in Puerto Rico and how
Yeah.
our Dorito colored president handled the situation.
Son, I feel like Cheeto colored is more accurate than Dorito, but I
Okay, so
digress.
how about our cheese puffs colored president? Because I like Cheetos and I like Doritos.
Yeah, so everybody knows Puerto Rico has pretty much been in a state of emergency ever since Hurricane Maria hit on September 20th. And so far, I believe is 34 people accounted for,
Hmm.
not accounted for, but are dead. And I'm sure the number is rising because a lot of people right now don't have access to water, food,
Hmm.
basic medical supplies. And what our lovely president did, first of all, they sent out like a generic tweet to the people of Puerto Rico. It took him, I don't know how long it took him
It took two
to
weeks.
actually, how long?
It took 2 weeks for him to get out there.
2 weeks to get
Hmm.
out there. And then when he did get out there, basically stated that they are
It was
bankrupt
wilding.
or your financial problems.
Now that nigga was wilding.
Also throwing paper towels in the crowd. And I just really wish, see, I guess if you threw it back at him, it would have been like threatening the president in some type of way. But I really wish someone would have threw it back at him. Like that, when I saw that video, it literally made me so angry because I'm like, how did we like allow for him to be president? To
And they
this
should have
point,
thrown that paper towel. Like you remember that press conference where that man threw a shoe at Donald at Bush's. I mean, excuse me, George Bush's head.
yes,
They should be exactly like that, just with the paper towel.
that's what should have happened. I would have been chucking that shit right back. Like, those games in Dave and Buster's with the basketball right at his head. Like, idiot.
But my only thing with Donald Trump, I don't know if he lacks. I know for a fact he does lack. I won't say for a fact. I know he lacks empathy. He lacks tact because he doesn't know how to finesse situations and how to act in certain situations. In this case, where you've come 2 weeks after a hurricane, nobody's saying you should, come the right next day or come 2 days after, but 2 weeks is kind of a long time.
It's a
Um,
very
but I'm just gonna think. Okay, maybe Secret Service had some kind of preparations to make beforehand, things like that. Whatever. He finally comes down to Puerto Rico. He's tossing, making basketball movements with these paper towels at the crowd. Um, and the way he just compares and talks about how Puerto Rico, helping helping Puerto Rico has affected the budget. And I want to read this quote to you exactly. He said, "Now I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you've thrown our budget a little out of whack because we spent a lot of money on Puerto Rico. These are people that just lost their homes, family member, have no electricity, no water, and this is what you think to tell them? Like, where's the common sense? Even if you didn't like them, even if you
Mm-hmm.
don't like them as people, where's the common sense that as a president in a U.S. territory, you say you're throwing our budget out of whack, like they're not part of the United States government? I don't get
Right.
it, man.
And even if you didn't like them, that is not your place to even show that you are the president of the United States. Your job is to represent all of your people, including the territories. So I feel that because because of this, that, or whatever, Puerto Rico has accumulated, that means you're going to take 2 weeks to get there. And part of me feels like it's a financial play in
Oh yeah,
some.
a lot of people think that it was just he just went down there for a photo op to just make it seem like oh he kind of cares and stuff like that. But
It
I don't
definitely
really think so,
was.
man.
You think he
I
went down
don't
there
think
for
so.
any other reason than for a photo op?
Oh, honestly, to me, I really don't give a shit why he went down there. I just hope that he went there to. My hope was that you go down there and you kind of give the people hope. You talk to them, you let them know that we are behind you, everything's gonna get better. Even if you're not there to pick up, a goddamn thing. You want to go there as a president, as a leader, and inspire hope. Let these people know that there's gonna be a brighter future. Not that, you're gonna be here for the next 6 months to a year without electricity or clean water. Like the shit you say, like as a president, you really have to watch the shit you say.
Right.
Then I guess during the whole thing, he also talks about how he's gonna um talk to Wall Street to pay off Puerto Rico's debt, and unfortunately, they're in like a huge deficit. Like I think they owe about $74 billion. It's a lot of fucking money for territory.
Right.
Um, and people getting a little excited and stuff like that, but you have to see where these words are coming from. Like this is a man who has been promising since before he got elected, and I don't know what promises really delivered on. I, I don't get it, man. This nigga is fucking stupid.
He is stupid. And I can't wait for the day he gets impeached. Because it has to happen. There's no way that
Hmm.
even if you support some of his ideals, these crazy ass people who support some of the rhetoric he's spewing, the way the country is going on a downward spiral, there's no way you could even sit here and allow that to continue. And just as a complete
Yep.
side note, I don't know if you saw the clip of Tisha Campbell from Mary Mary stating why she voted for Donald Trump. So
No.
I just saw that snippet yesterday. So essentially, what she was saying, she was on the reel and she was explaining which she stated that before that she had voted for Donald Trump. She goes on the reel stating that she voted for Donald Trump because of her Christian values, and he, I guess, some of the things he was saying along the line of, she didn't really specify which issues actually, but some of the ideals that he mentioned, she was in agreement with. So that's pretty much why she voted for Donald Trump, and she didn't really feel the need to explain it further. And I'm really looking at her like, you're such a fucking idiot because you voted for this man based on one issue instead of looking at the bigger picture. And I feel like everyone is failing to look at the bigger picture. It's like, yeah, he is pro-life. So therefore, fuck everything else that he said, did, and is doing. That's the one reason I'm going to vote for him. And that's a huge problem, because not only is certain things that he stands for detrimental for social issues and economic issues, but clearly this man is just running around ruling like it's a fucking this dictatorship. So why would you even sit here with all the things that he said and say, oh, because of this one issue, I'm gonna vote for him? Like, if I had a little donkey of the day, she would definitely be getting that shit, because
Everybody's
I
stupid.
was just really,
Everybody's just doing some dumb shit.
yeah,
But
like,
you know, you make your bed and you lie in it.
yeah, essentially.
Ultimately.
So back to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, I really hope they get the aid they need. I think FEMA is out there working with them. They have some. You can donate to them if you type in Hurricane Maria into Google. There should be like a donate link where you can send money, and I don't know where exactly it's going. It's probably go to probably people affected by Maria, Puerto Rico, and other islands. But
yeah, we
yeah,
gotta help our people out in Puerto Rico, because,
do your
um,
thing.
yeah, and it's not like I'm sure the people on the ground, like FEMA, other relief efforts, don't want to help or wouldn't be there as quickly as they could. It's just Donald Trump is an idiot. I don't even want to say his name anymore. Like,
And that's another thing. I guess because they're so far off the coast, because they're so far off the coast, they're not like New Orleans and stuff like that, where when hurricanes hit, they were right there. Now Puerto Rico is off the coast, so everything has to be flown in or put on the ship and shipped in and stuff like that. So maybe that affected it, but at the end of the day, the goal is that we need to help Puerto Rico. They're our U.S. territory, and there's no reason why we should be dragging our feet. Like, if I don't know if you people, I guess most of you listening have maybe lived in America most of your lives, or been privileged enough. But if you've really seen no electricity, you've lived in a place no electricity, no clean water, bruh, it's not easy. I promise you firsthand, it's not something you don't want to do. You do
and
not want to live in conditions like that.
and not for nothing, because we keep saying, it's a U.S. territory, we should have helped. We should just help because it's the right thing to do, regardless. Because even if it
Exactly.
was another country that was going through something like Europe, or I mean, like Paris or whatever, if they had, I mean, obviously they wouldn't have a hurricane, but if something egregious was to happen, I'm sure we would send relief efforts. So I don't understand why it would
Hmm.
take so long to help out people, but it's the right thing to do, regardless if it was a U.S. territory, if it was another country, to send help to others who needed
Yeah,
it.
that's true. I mean, either way, I mean, I'm hoping I'm gonna send some money to send what I can to Puerto Rico. And I'm not too much of a prayerful person, but I'm gonna pray for them too, and pray for this president because that nigga needs help.
Pray for him to be
Yeah,
impeached. That's what we need to pray for.
but yeah, I guess staying on the Donald Trump matter, because we didn't record last week, we didn't get a chance to talk about the whole NFL kneeling and the protesting. So our what's cheese puffs colored president doing I guess a speech. I can't remember where he said it. I was telling people like the NFL owners need to fire, the NFL players who are kneeling, fire those sons of bitches and stuff like that. And I guess this got the whole NFL riled up, got people riled up for because he said sons of bitches. Like we don't expect this shit from this nigga. So I guess it was fake outreach. So now everybody started locking up arms, kneeling, doing the whole Kaepernick shit. Standing together in arms, kneeling before the national anthem, kneeling after, hugging each other, doing all this cute shit. And to me, it just seems so fake because, like, where are you niggas when Kate was asking you people to kneel for the injustice in America? Like, where the fuck were y'all? Now that this nigga now says all y'all are sons of bitches, now y'all feel moved to now kneel down? Like,
Yeah,
that's some
and
bitch
now
shit, man.
is like I can't even begin to talk about how stupid that is, because now I feel like the message is lost. Because of the whole sons and bitches. And why was that the reason that got you, the owners, the players, everyone, to react? You know, when Colin Kaepernick
Yeah.
first took that kneel and everybody was saying all these things, a lot of you guys remained silent on the issues or didn't agree.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it took sons of bitches, because actually you guys are sons of bitches for doing this bitch ass shit, which is kneeling um, because of what Donald Trump said, not for the initial reason why Colin was kneeling, which was the alarming rates of why black people are dying, especially for police brutality. So I
Yeah.
feel like don't at this point don't even kneel. Just stand. Because if you're not doing it for the initial reason, then what are you doing it for?
And that's the thing. Like, what are you kneeling for? Are you kneeling against Donald Trump? Like, are you kneeling because he called y'all sons of bitches? Like, bitch, you a bitch.
Right.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, I guess he's calling your parents a bitch, so I guess you're kind of moved now. But Kaepernick has been kneeling, has been sitting, and doing all these things, and it's like people still don't want to realize that he's not protesting the actual flag. He's not protesting the military. He's not protesting the veterans. And now they're just trying to all lives matter this protest. Like, come on, man.
Right. So do you
That shit's
think,
stupid.
because like a lot of protests too for the NFL, like I know there's a group that protested outside of NFL headquarters in regards to Colin Kaepernick and some of the issues that he was protesting about. And now he's currently not employed with the NFL because of what they believe everything is going on. Do you feel like if the NFL or a team was to sign Colin Kaepernick, if he should take it?
It comes down to him because at the end of the day, he has his bills. He knows what he has to pay for. I don't know what his calling is. I don't know, or maybe he might want to work from the inside in. I mean, excuse me, inside out. Um, I don't know what his goal is, but I do know that he has been protesting, racial injustice, for people of color, and that's what matters. Whether he takes the job or not, hey, I want him to get paid. I don't want him to go broke because at the end of the day, we need funding. And what better way than somebody who's employed, who's been given, money time over time to his causes. But at the same time, if he has some other calling, then he could take that too. It really does come down to his decision. I just know that he's doing the work.
He
Unlike
is.
these other fake niggas.
So essentially, you're saying if a team was to offer him a position, that he should take it. It wouldn't kind of derail what he's been working for.
Or two-faced. It wouldn't be hypocritical. Or
Yeah, like I'm wondering if, because I can see, like I
I
wonder
mean,
if
ultimately,
that's how.
it comes down to what he's going to do with it because he started the protest while he was working for the NFL. Um, it's not like he was protesting while not employed. Now we're gonna wonder what he's gonna do when he does get employed. He was employed at the time he was protesting. So
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. Like only time will tell. I don't think he's probably gonna come back to NFL. Um, I just pray that whatever he goes into, he's comfortable and happy and fully fulfilled with what he's doing.
Right.
Yeah, but I think to me this leads to a bigger issue, which is also our main topic today. Black unity, where you know when it came down to the NFL protests, I understood some people why they probably wouldn't protest for it. You have bills to pay. Most of the people, you have families to take care of. So I can't tell you what to do with your money, you know, because I'm not, at the end of the day, I'm not going to pay the bills. I'm not going to take care of your family. I'm not going to do all these things for you. So I can talk as much as I want, but if I'm not really giving you the money to all these things, I really have no place. So I understand people not kneeling for that. Maybe they were working in the community, and that's understandable too. My issue is for people doing it for the wrong reasons, and I guess this bigger picture of looking out for us, because at the end of the day, um, we only got us.
Hmm.
All we got is us niggas at the end of the day.
That's all we got.
So, and we need to probably stop seeking, I guess, the approval or this kind of equality from white people. We need to take care of our own, build our own, um, fund our own, support our own, and that's the wavelength I've been on now. Not saying I don't fuck white people or any other race. My thing is that my people, my black men, my black women are important to me. And I'm just doing what I can to make sure that I am uplifting our people.
Right. And so, how do you feel that Black people, in a sense, can remain united in times like this?
One, I think we have to step out of our little bubble and see things for the bigger picture. You know, I guess it goes back to that whole cash rules everything around me. Everybody wants money because money makes the world go around. But when you do realize that money itself isn't going to make you happy, I think I've been reading up on a lot of things, and they were saying that at the end of the day, like you're fully happy and complete when you've taken yourself out of your small bubble and put yourself or set yourself on a path where you can help people at large. Your values change and you become a person that's, I guess, for, the bigger picture in a sense, helping people. Um, whether it's black issues or food or poverty issues and things like that. Like you become a fulfilled person when you accept these causes and work towards these causes. So what we need to do as black people, fund our projects, build our economy, you know, and that comes down to banking black because we need money. We need money. That there's no this I guess this movement can't happen if there's no money.
Hmm.
And lately I've been thinking to myself like, I've been half in, half out. Meaning like I bank with Bank of America, and more so because it's convenient. I can send money to my friends. I can receive money to my friends. There's a Bank of America literally maybe every other corner, and this is one thing. I'm like, I'm I'm putting the convenience ahead of the cause. Uh, I don't know. We have to take it seriously. We can't half-ass it, really.
So, essentially, you're saying that you've been half-assing it thus far.
I mean, yeah, because it's so nice to tweet. I love black. Hang out with my black people. Oh, black people are so beautiful. But go to black events. But we need to be all in. And when you say all in, that means your money as well. Because I think if that's probably the most important things to make change.
Right, you
Um,
gotta put your money where your mouth is.
you definitely got to, and it also comes down to protecting our own, not necessarily selling out. When you go on Twitter nowadays, you see a white girl with a fat ass, and niggas be like, oh, she's about to replace these black women and stuff like that. I mean, that's not shit you want to say, or that's not even shit you want to think.
Yeah.
You know, we have to go about protecting our own. And when I say protecting your own, that doesn't mean, hating others. That just means putting ourselves first and knowing that maybe you might want to support Mr. Jones's flower shop instead of 1-800-flower.com. That's owned by non-blacks, and I don't know. We've been so conditioned to think that we're lesser than, and it's hard to unlearn and unthink that behavior, but we have to start somewhere.
And we do have to start somewhere, and it doesn't happen overnight as well, too, because we can
Sure
sit
doesn't.
here and say we're banking black and we're supporting black businesses and we're showing out, we're doing this and starting conversations, and it seems like
Hmm.
nothing is happening. But at the at the end of the day, something is happening. At least we're putting that groundwork for
Yep.
to support our community. And it's because a
Yep.
lot of other races or communities, ethnicities, whatever, and they do support each other. The Asians got this shit down
Son,
on
like
lock.
Asians support the fuck out of each other. You go to Chinatown, Koreatown, fucking the Jews support each other. And I won't say black people don't support each other, but we just don't support each other enough or the level that we should be.
But I think now in this day and age, again, especially with social media, I think we are supporting each other more than we have in the past, because a lot of times too, it was like if you're trying to support a black business, a lot of things weren't really flowing as well. Sometimes you try to
Hmm.
go support your local Jamaican shop, get something to eat. They're not open till like 2 p.m. And you're like, damn, like this shit was supposed to be open at 11. You try to go to a little hat store and it's like, okay, it's not open. The customer service is not really there. It's not, something hasn't happened for you. So it's like, okay, I'm not going back. I'm not even going to explore other options. I'm just going to stick to what I know. And I think a lot
Yeah.
of times is that we're so critical as to that specific company instead of also looking also as there's somebody else who's doing something like this I could support instead, to have a better customer service, better products. And a lot of time, especially since it's a small business, and not to even make excuses, but some things might be a little slower, some things might be a little pricier because it is a small business. But
Yeah.
to
And that's what people have to realize, like, and myself included. Bank of America, you know, I guess the United Bank of Philadelphia is not going to be as great as the Bank of America in the sense where they might not have all the features and the dazzles and things like that that Bank of America may have, but you kind of put yourself on this movement, on this path to make your people greater. So and you have to understand that these little things, like the growth that the bank has to take, the progress that the bank still has to make. Um, these are things that you just have to understand and be part of it and understand because it won't be convenient at first. I mean, the goal is to eventually, um, build that I guess that avenue for us to flourish as much as these people are right now. So it's going to take a lot of sacrifice, and unfortunately, somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be part of that sacrifice, and we don't want to wait too long and say, "Oh, nah, I'll wait for the next generation to do it," because in that case, everybody's going to keep waiting for the next generation to do it. You know,
right, so
but
essentially the time is now, and I think any little bit
hmm
help. Maybe we can help on all avenues. Maybe right now, okay, it's not conducive to you to being black, but maybe you could support in other areas as well. You know,
yep,
um, and like I said, any little bit helps to move the trajectory forward in terms of putting black people in the position where we should have been, maybe way back
and
when.
yeah, yep, and definitely, and there's this I don't want to mess up his name. His name is Jalen, I think, Jalen Block. Hold on one moment. Let me see if I can find. He came out with this. He came out with this mental health, uh, I guess, video or documentary that just shows, I guess, just talks about mental health amongst Black Americans. I guess the Black people in general, and it's called Let's Talk About It. His Twitter name is JALENBLOT. You just go to his page and should be on there. Just watch the video there. And sometimes I think to myself, because I don't like niggas sometimes. Niggas be acting dumb as shit. They do dumb shit. The crime and shit like that. But you have to understand that, when you've been shown violence all your life, and that's all you know, and you see it in the media, people tell you about it, you're not given access to great education, the resources that you should be given, you tend to act dumb as fuck as a result. So when I I guess what I'm trying to say is I have to sit down with myself and understand that we have ways to go.
Mhm.
We have to progress as people, and people are not going to be on the same wavelength as I am, and I'm not on the same wavelength as others as I should be.
Right.
Um, But as long as we're educating each other, we're talking to each other, we're showing how much love we have for each other, supporting each other, um, I think that progress will be made because at the end of the day, all we got is us niggas.
Yeah. We're all we got. And I think,
Um,
so how do you feel in terms of Black unity? Because right now, I know we're all on a wave in terms of a collective of supporting each other and trying to support businesses and things like that. What if you just really not feeling something that somebody's doing? Like, are you considered a hater now? Because we're on the vibes
I
of
mean,
support and positivity and all that stuff.
don't get me wrong, right? When it comes to black support, I understand that it's important. Um, but at the same time, you also want what you want. You can still support a business by letting people know that they offer certain things, even if you don't want it. I think so. That even if you don't want it at that point in time, you can let people know, oh yeah, this is Mrs. Thompson down the street, does so and so, or Mr. Arungwa does this down the street. You can still let people know, and I guess you can still um, go buy from others. Can you? I don't know.
What do you mean? Can you
I
buy from
don't.
others? Like,
I mean, it's tough. Like for example, say like let's just take it like clothing, right? Or let's take music. I use Apple Music. I love Apple Music because it's very convenient. It's easy for me to work with. It integrates with everything I use, so it's easier. Um, I also have a family plan on it, so it's easier for my family plan to. I have my family members to use it as well, and my friends. Uh, t- Title. It's not that I don't want to support Jay Z. Um, I love what he's doing. I love where his mind is, but it just doesn't work with my lifestyle. And I guess maybe this goes back to the whole banking thing, where you have to sacrifice for the greater good. But I don't know. It's it just doesn't fit. I don't want to inconvenience or force myself just because I want to support it. So in this case, what I do is get title. There's a title show. I might go for it. If there are certain things that come out on title, I might pay for a month and just use it or whatever. But I'm not condemning it. I still support title. I still like people to use title. But Apple Music just works with my phone and everything I do. You know. But maybe I'm talking backwards. Maybe somebody can enlighten me and let me know that there's another that you just have to support the cause, the black movements and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know. It's tough.
yeah, because I feel like with a lot of things, like I said, now we're on this, support, support, support. But what if you think that shit is whack? Like, what if you're just not feeling it? Like you said, what if it's not convenient to you? Are you then not for the movement? You know what I'm saying? Do you come
I mean, and
as
then I
a
guess you,
hater?
you, you let the person why it doesn't work for you. Or, this is where the critique comes, this is how you can make your business better. This is why I like it. And granted, things do take time. Somebody that wants to come up with this music streaming app now that's a black owned business, it's not going to be on the same, I guess, wavelength as Apple Music, who's been doing it for a long period of time. So, yes, it's going to suck for a while. But somebody or people still have to support it. You still have to, I guess, look at the bigger picture. I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough, and I know I keep saying that, but it's so nuanced, and you can't just go at it one way.
Right. Because
Yeah,
as much as I support anything really if I like it, especially. Or if I just think it's dope. Sometimes it's not even for you, but it's still like a dope concept. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like maybe it's
Exactly. You can let people know about it. You can still promote it. You still talk about it. You might not personally use it, but
right.
if you think it's dope and somebody can benefit from it, you still let people know. Because at the end of the day, referrals and word of mouth are really how products grow and get known.
Right. So even
Yeah,
then, right. So even if it's something like you're not going to use, but you pass it along to someone who might be interested, then I feel like
yeah,
in turn, essentially, you're still playing a part in that.
yeah. That's true. But I mean, at the end of the day, the goal is support Black unity, um, bank Black. I think that's one major thing we need to do because we need money. We need to build our economy. And I in the show notes, you should see a link to a map that gives you um, all the Black banks in the U.S. So if you're in Philly, New York, D.C., it's all there. It's called blackoutcoalition.org. You go on there, just check the show notes. You just click on the link and it takes you there. You see all the Black banks in your area. Do it. I'm gonna start most likely probably next month, um,
Start one.
so I can get all my finances squared away. So I like my direct deposits and stuff like that. But I definitely want to open up a Black bank account.
Direct deposit takes 2 seconds. Go to your
Yeah,
people.
but I do want to gather everything together though. I'm a thorough person.
You said you're a
Yeah,
what?
thorough.
The
I can't just do it off a whim.
Yeah, no one says doing it off a whim, but you like it takes a couple weeks. I'm like direct deposit takes 2 seconds. So.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm still talking about bills. I still have to figure out which ones are which. I'm gonna do it essentially. But I'll let you guys know as soon as I open it up and let you know which one I opened up with. Even though it's really only one in Philly.
Oh, is
But
there?
yeah,
What is it called?
yeah. United Bank of Philadelphia.
Oh, United Bank of America. Okay.
Yeah, it's around like Broadnolny. Yeah,
Oh, so way up, Philly.
yeah.
Mm.
But pretty much, guys, support. Um, I guess we could also have discussions like how do you support Black? Um, what do you do? I guess that's a question I'll pose to you guys. What do you do to fully ensure, or what are you doing to ensure um, that we are good as people? Are you half-assing it? Are you just lukewarm Black person? Black when it's convenient for you? Because at the end of the day, we can scream and talk about how much we want equality and respect and justice and all that bullshit, but at the end of the day, I have learned that we have to take it. We have to do the necessary actions that get us where we want to be. We can't wait for the next person to do it because the next person is gonna be waiting for the next person.
What is a
Okay.
lukewarm Black person? What is that?
Like somebody I guess is just Black when it's convenient.
What is
You
Black when
know,
it's convenient? Black is like, how? How are you conveniently Black?
you can be. I mean, it's in your actions and um, the things you speak up for, the things you want to enjoy. If you really want to be Black when it's time to swag surf, well, you want to be a coon when your fellow man is getting called a nigger by a white store clerk or some situations that make you feel uncomfortable. That's being a lukewarm Black.
Hmm. So what kind of Black do you consider yourself? A hot Black, tepid, lukewarm,
I'm not.
cold?
I'm a. I'm lukewarm on my way to being hot. Yep. But I think the first step is to realize and to realize and wake up and start to make necessary changes because it doesn't help anyone if you know what's going on, but you're not making necessary changes to ensure that doesn't happen again.
So what about
You know,
for, I guess, maybe like our Africans and Caribbeans, people who um, are clearly Black but of different ethnicities. So some of them
I
don't
mean,
relate to some of the issues going on here in America.
and when I say black, I guess this whole time I've been talking about the black as in the entire world, not just African Americans. What foreigners need to understand is that we're all in this together. You may think you may come and we do have privilege. We have privilege when we come because a lot of our ancestors and family members didn't have to go through the civil rights movement. We've been so conditioned to think that African Americans are lazy and things like that, and we have a lot of work to do as well. You need to open your eyes and know that people are suffering, and no matter if you're African or Caribbean or you got straight A's, if the system don't like you, they don't like you, you know. And like I said, at the end of the day, we only got us,
Right.
you
And
know.
it's so easy to get caught up in, oh, one, it can't happen to me, it won't happen to me,
Yep.
and you're kind of removed from the issue. So when um, tragedies and stuff happen, it's kind of like, oh, well, what were they doing type thing. You start to get that
Hmm.
approach because it's like we're removed from that part. But everything that happens now could affect us later. So not to take a position of
Yep.
complacency because it could very easily
Yep.
be you or someone that you know.
Yep. I mean, but at the end of the day, the goal is be black, be proud, support the blackness, uh, financially especially. Let's get that money back into our community and, you know, protect ourselves. You know, one day I'm going to talk about how um, black men and black women need to support each other more. But that's probably going to be another episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Yep. But apart from that, I mean, anything else you want to say before we dip out?
Hmm?
Is anything you want to say before we dip out? I got places to be.
Oh, excuse us, hot commodity Chima.
Yeah.
Um,
Listen, I'm a busy person.
okay, so am I. So, the last thing I want to say is, you don't got to start out moving all your accounts to, black.
No, you
You
don't.
don't have to start out and like throw out everything you own and be like, I am only buying from Zulu on Harlem on 125th, whatever. You don't have to do all of that. You got to start out
Yep.
small and just make sure that you're supporting your people. Because, one, why not? Two, if you're actually really interested in what they're selling, buying, telling, supporting. And it's not only, oh, just buy from certain vendors or things like that. Maybe supporting somebody's YouTube channel, somebody's podcast. Maybe they have a book by that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's they're starting a scholarship, donate. Or they're starting um, a org to help Black people in better positions when they're going to grad school, when they're going to college. Any sort of thing. There's so many avenues that we could support in. So just support by picking one thing. And
Yep.
sometimes you're not feeling everything, and that's okay too. So just find something that you are and support that way.
Facts. 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 I also remember what I did last week too. I went to Afrofest. Shout out to DJ Chiorigi. Shout out to DJ Vic V. Shout out to DJ DJ Freak. Who else
They
was
all
there?
DJ'd at the
Shout
party.
out to DJ Lean with it. Hmm?
They all DJ'd at the party.
Yeah, and DJ Fly Jaren. So it was a packed event, like sold out, so sweaty. I really went there for the videos for Black Experience Worldwide. I got pictures. They're on the Instagram page. You can also check the Twitter page.
It
Um,
actually looked
Black
very
AXP.
lit, and I was surprised because
Yeah, it was good.
I was like, "Whoa!"
It
In
was good.
Philly, because Philly don't really have like they do not really like.
No, but see, what he did was he was smart with it. He made it 18 and up, knowing that the older crowd would be there, but also a younger crowd needed they needed a move. So he made it 18 and up. Downstairs were like pretty much everybody wanted to be, but you had to be 21 to go upstairs. That's where the bar was and stuff like that. So if you didn't want to be with the youngins, you still had the opportunity to go to a different section. But it was dope. Like it was very good. Like I said, check the Instagram. It's on there. Black Experience
Yeah, because I
Worldwide.
was about to
You check
say
Twitter.
18 and
Check,
up.
yeah, all 18 and up. But it was good. It's so weird though, because I was walking around with my cousin. Um, just walking, you just go through the party just to see who's
Hmm.
there. Next thing I spot my little cousin. I'm like, nah, that can't be her. That can't be her because she's supposed to be in school in Villanova.
Hmm.
No, nah, that can't be her. So I get a little closer. I'm like, I tell my the cousin I'm with, I'm like, yo, there's the other cousin. Like, she's not supposed to be here. So I'm walking through. Next thing, she sees my cousin and dips. Like, she just runs. Yeah, she runs. And I saw her all night, but then she didn't see me. Then she called my brother last night saying, I guess she was asking, I don't know if she was asking for money or school for whatever. And then I'm like, so you had a party last week? She was like, oh no, I wasn't there. I'm like, bro, I got pictures. And I saw
my.
her.
Wait, which cousin is this?
I don't want to say her name on, but my two cousins, the older one.
Oh, okay. Duh, she's trying to enjoy her life.
I mean, I guess let her flourish.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah,
I always see one of my little cousins at these day parties in New York. I'll be like chilling, and I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like, I promise you, I run into at least one of my cousins at these day parties. Like,
it's so funny, but it was all good though.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's
it was alright. But I mean, the party was lit. Like I said, guys, visit the page, support. You know, if you're at a black event, whether it's a community service event, cookout, some party,
networking,
church,
anything.
Whatever. Listen, anything. As long as the overwhelming majority are black, tag that BXWW on Instagram. And you want to check on Twitter, it's the same thing. Follow us on Twitter at BlackEXPWW. And on Instagram, it's just the whole name, Black Experience Worldwide. Or just tag your photos, BXWW. I'm going to keep updating you guys as to other things that are coming. But I'm excited, guys.
Yeah.
You have anything to plug, Gloria, before we dip?
Nope.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. Check the show notes for our Instagram, Twitter. I don't know, Facebook page. Just probably just search our names. But if you have any questions, email us at bothsidespodcast@gmail.com. Shout out to Spacious Productions Podcast for us, and visit our website, spaciousproductions.com. But apart from that, I want to thank you for fucking with us. You have a good one.
Confused, lost in it. She's a dancer, dancer, dancer. She's a dancer.